Hi, I'm Kirby. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel focused on Overwatch, but more specifically, the competitive scene of Overwatch. You'll find on this channel going forwards 3 different types of content. Number one, some videos of my analysis about the scene. So talking about teams, talking about roster swaps, talking about tournaments, maybe doing previews, recaps, that kind of thing. Number 2, my analysis of the game itself. So how I kind of conceptualize some of the ideas behind the game, my opinions on the meta and how it evolves, that sort of thing. And finally, number 3, just some VOD reviews, more relaxed content where I just go through games and try to analyze what's going on, just for the sake really of practicing and staying on top of what the pros are doing, and also just continuing to learn about the game overall. So that's it for the type of content that you'll find over here. For those of you who are interested, here's a bit of background information on myself. I'm 28 years old. I'm from France. I've been playing online video games for quite some time now, since 1999. Started with Half-Life mods, Team Fortress Classic, very quickly moved on to Counter-Strike. That's where I was introduced to esports with the 2001 CPL Winter, this crazy tournament where we had Ninjas in Pajamas, this European team, going over to the US to fight against the best American teams, thus kind of giving birth to the NA versus EU rivalry that we pretty much have in every single esport. I kind of discovered thanks to that I had a bit of a competitive drive, so I just started competing in local lands with some amateur teams that I was part of, but unfortunately didn't go too far because I was just a teenager at the time. So after a break because of my studies, in 2011 I was introduced to League of Legends, and since I already had this idea of what esports was, I very quickly found some information about the competitive scene and followed that game for quite some time. I've also had some minor interests in other esports titles, so StarCraft 2, Dota 2. Even though I don't know too much about those games, I've always been kind of an overall esports enthusiast during all this time. On the side of that, I've been playing and coaching regular sports for the past 10 years. Well, playing for 10 and coaching for 7 years. A sport that's not very popular over here in Europe, especially in France, but that does exist, which is American football. So a team started near where I lived. I went there. I really just enjoyed it. Started playing as a receiver, then moved on to playing quarterback. And that really taught me a lot about how to look in a very analytical way about a game. And really there's a ton of parallels that I could draw between a game like Overwatch and the game of American football, right? So yeah, that's it about me. If you enjoy this content, feel free to subscribe. You can also follow me on social media on Twitter @followkirby, and I'll see you in my next videos.